And regarding the periodic table, if any doubts you have left over in the material, you people can ask me in the afternoon session, so I will explain them. So keep heading that stoichiometry. We are going into that important part, important chapter. If there is possibility of taking class at afternoon, in the morning class itself I will announce that, so that you could attend the class without fail. Got it? So otherwise, without information or without intimation, I don't take class afternoon time mostly, and only within the morning session we will try to wind up. And if there is not enough time for the morning class and there is compulsory, we have to go for the evening class also to cover a particular question or the particular thing, then only we will move on to the next chapter, I mean evening class also. So I will intimate you in the morning class itself. So for understanding this stoichiometry, I am giving you the introduction. I don't know how many people are there. I don't know how many people are there before beginning the atomic structure in the coverage of basics exclusively, like classification of matter, elements, compounds, mixers, and their separations, and ions, what it is made up of, and how to write the formula of ion, and how to write formula of a ionic compound, how to mention them. I gave you basics. So I don't know how many people are there. So some people are there of this batch. Okay, but only to get consolidation of classification of matter and what units we employ for stoichiometry, what units, measurements, units, what we go for the stoichiometry. And in physics, I would like to ask you, is significant figures covered? Significant figures, rounding of the numbers, significant figures, that part is covered or not covered in physics? If it is covered, there won't be a problem. If it is not covered, we will discuss again. Sai Seshwardhan,
Sir, yes, sir, it is covered. Significant figures. Sir,
complete
and
significant, yes.
Veera Raghav sir has completed this stoichiometry 3 months back only.
Total chapter is done.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So no problem. You can listen again if it is done there, but you
Yes,
can
sir.
understand the different version of the stoichiometry.
Okay, sir. And significant figure is done, sir.
Okay, fine. Right. So just only the introduction class I am giving today. And if you are able to make the running notes, okay, make it. Otherwise, you just take the screenshots and do it. No problem. Whichever is comfortable to you. So that is the stoichiometry topic we are going to see. And only introduction part. Aditya Sandeep. Please continue. Aditya Sandeep.
No, sir, nothing, sir. I forgot to lower my hands, sir. That's it.
A. Harshavardhan.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Yes.
Sir, earlier you said that after periodic classifications we'll start chemical bonding, sir.
But in schedule they made stoichiometry. Is there any problem if I start stoichiometry?
Nothing, sir. Just asking.
Okay, fine. Shrutik?
Sir, for significant figures is not completed, sir.
Okay, no problem. No problem. We will cover that.
Okay.
Yes. See, the stoichiometry, just I am giving the basic introduction for stoichiometry, what we can take. Generally, what is the exact meaning of the word stoichiometry? It's a combination of the two words. One is stoichion and the other one is metron. It's a combination of the two words, stoichion and metron. Measuring, stoichion means element, metron means measured. So the simple outline point of the word stoichiometry I am giving you. Simple outline word I am giving you. Stoichiometry is totally, we can say that as quantitative relationship here. Quantitative relationship here. The quantitative aspects. Quantitative aspects. For understanding that, if you are taking a common reaction, A converts to B, A reacting to form B, how much A is taken and how much B you are getting. If you change quantity of A and what is amount of change in quantity B, likewise. So only quantity changes have been measured in stoichiometry. And even though it is a quantitative aspect, but to understand the quantitative aspect, you should understand the entire chemical phenomena also. That's why. Okay. So stoichion means element, metron means measuring. Useful to describe the physical properties of matter quantitatively by using numerical values. Means almost the chapter is having that maximum area is calculations involved. So some people are raising the hands. I think I understood that as significant figures topic is not done to you. Okay, I will cover that, no problem. Okay. So quantitative meanings, quantitative aspects of the chemical change. Total quantitative aspects we will discuss here in the stoichiometry chapter. As the thing is, more mathematical simplifications you should do. And within 1 or 2 classes, beginning classes of the stoichiometry, you expect only introduction part. So it will be theory part. The beginning 1 or 2 classes, it will be theory part, and then onwards we will go for entire numerical ideas. Okay. So this is stoichion and metron, meaning, see, this is the simple thing we already covered long back. It is classification of matter, what is matter, and classification of matter. The schematic diagram we have. Matter means anything which occupies space and has mass. And it was broadly classified into 2 categories based on purity. It will be classified into 2 categories. If it contains only one kind of particles, it is made up of only one kind of particles, that is called pure substances, which contain more than one kind. And keep in mind, it is only physical combination. A physical combination of more than one kind of particles. Physical combination of more than one kind of particles we call as mixture. And if the substance is made up of only one kind of particles, I didn't mention the word as atom or molecule. I used the word as particle. Okay. And if the particle, one kind of particle is atoms, only one kind of atoms if it is, that is called element. And if it is made up of only one kind of molecules, but the molecule should be made up of more than one kind, more than one type of atom. Or you can take this as a hetero, we can take simply as a heteroatomic molecules. Heteroatomic molecules we can consider. If it is a homoatomic molecule, we should call element. So sulfur S8 we call element only, though it is molecule. Homoatomic molecules are taken as elements only. These are examples for elements. Heteroatomic molecules like HCl, H2O, HNO3, H2SO4, these are compounds. And some people are expecting to give all the compounds list. If I give that, if I give all the compounds list of entire chemistry, you people will run away from chemistry and you will never come back again close to chemistry also. That's why. So gradually we will learn the compounds. So no problem. In chemistry, it is not easy to remember all the compounds at a time. So gradually, chapter by chapter, we will learn them. Okay. So this is the idea. And now coming to the mixers, physical combination. Just the further slides, further the next slides, the elaborated explanation of homogeneous, heterogeneous with examples also given. Only the classification I gave here. This is one classification based on purity. And another classification of matter I am doing, another classification of matter also we can give based on the state of existence. Based on the state of existence, we can classify that into solids, classify that into liquids, into gases, into plasma state. It is not plasma TV, it is plasma state, be careful. And another one is Bose-Einstein condensate. Bose-Einstein condensate. This is another state of matter. So classification of matter we can do in two ways. One is based on purity and other one is based on the nature of existence. Plasma state. So we are familiar with the three words solids, liquids, gases because around us we are mostly cope up with the three. But the plasma state is the majority form in entire universe because stars contain plasma. Stars contain matter plasma state. Bose-Einstein condensate is experimental conditions. It was experimentally proved one. Only in the experimental conditions we can visualize and we can understand it. So no problem. So classification of matter can be done either this manner or this manner we can go. So writing over this idea. Okay, fine. What, Mr. Pushkar?
Sir, can you show me the first slide, sir?
First slide, I didn't explain anything. There is only stoichiometry heading.
Sir, okay, sir. Okay.
Okay.
So then what you started yesterday, sir, what had you given yesterday in the morning class?
Yesterday
was that?
morning class, I gave you the oxidation reduction properties
Sir,
of the elements in the periodic table.
so then it doesn't come in stoichiometry, sir?
Yes, it will be, but at the last of the chapter. By the
Okay,
time you will forget what I explained yesterday, no problem.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
So again, it will be fresh topic to you because yesterday what I covered, if I ask the same question after 1 month, definitely no one will answer. Yes, again, we have to go with fresh beginning. It's no problem. Yes, Rijit ready?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, about matter you said in the first classes, sir, when you started.
In the beginning, that's what I'm saying, man. In the beginning, before the batch was formed, I explained all.
Sir.
But only for consolidation, I am giving you again. So
Yes.
it can't be elaboratedly given for 10 days or 15 days. It will be done within 1 day or 2 classes maximum.
Okay, sir.
Right. So this is the first slide and the next. What is exactly matter? See once. You people can understand. Matter is anything that possesses mass and occupies space. Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. Okay. So mixers compulsory, it should be inclusive of a word, it is a physical combination, compulsory word. So physical combination of two or more components. Two or more components. What we should call as mixers. To be precise. In chemistry, we have a familiar word every time we are using the word solution. If you are taking the word solution, every word of solution refers to mixer, particularly homogeneous mixer. Solution generally refers to mixer, combination of two or more components. So some people are still making disturbance. Okay, fine. Right. So mixers of different composition. So mixers always have variable composition, means that we know solution, simple example, which is the combination of solute and solvent. In solute and solvent, what is the quantity of solute, what is the quantity of solvent? So if you are having the word of dilute and concentrated, if you come across the words, you can understand they do not have the same composition. Components retain their characteristic properties for understanding. If you are taking sugar, add it to water. Just add sugar, add it to water. So when sugar is added to water, after mixing, you will have sugar water. So properties of sugar and properties of water are there, they retain. May be separated into pure by physical methods. Suppose if the same mixer is taken, this is a mixer, sugar and water combination is a mixer, through evaporation. If you are going for evaporation, water will evaporate and left behind is sugar. Salt also we can separate similarly. From ocean water, we can take ocean water in the large meadows and allowed for evaporation for several days, and the crystal materials left over we get as white color, almost that color, and that is what we call as a common salt and will be further purified. Mixers of different compositions may widely different in properties. Okay. Right. Now the next one. Air, milk, gasoline. Gasoline is a kind of fuel what we take. Fixed compositions, pure substances, what they possess commonly. So which are having variable compositions are mixers and which are having fixed compositions are pure substances. Okay. Right. So pure compounds, pure substances, if you want to get clarity, pure substances always have fixed composition and they cannot be separated by a simple physical methods. They cannot be separated by a simple physical methods. Diamond example, graphite, we will take one more example. These are pure substances, and glucose will have another substance and which has a fixed composition, formula C6H12O6. So its composition doesn't change, it always has a fixed composition. 6 carbons, 12 hydrogens, 6 oxygens that lie always as usual. Okay, so this is pure substances. Next. So pure substances, I already told it was classified into two again. One is element, other one is element, and other one is compounds. So what is elements? First see that element consists of only one kind of atoms. Only one kind of atoms. Yes, Hardik?
Sir, can you show me previous slide, sir?
Yes, okay.
Thank you, sir.
Done?
Yes, sir.
Did you take the screenshot?
Yes, sir.
Right. Right. Okay, fine. So this is elements. What is element? Cannot be decomposed further into simple state. They can't be separated further in a simple because that is the basic atoms we have. Example for the elements were given. Done? So what is element? I gave you. Right. Next, what is the compound? I'm going to give you. What is a compound? This is a simple example. It contains more than two elements, two or more than two elements in definite composition. Means if you are taking H2O, H2O is always made up of two hydrogens, water is made up of two hydrogens and one oxygen. It is not 10, one oxygen. So H2O is made up of two hydrogens and one oxygen. Carbon dioxide is made up of one carbon and two oxygens. Ammonia is made up of one nitrogen and three hydrogens. Constituent elements do not retain their properties, means that when hydrogen and oxygen are combining to form water, the properties of hydrogen oxygen are different and the property of water is different. Before combination, what properties they have, but after combination the properties may not be same. Understood? They are going to lose the properties. In mixers, they do not lose the properties. But in compounds, the elements combining will have different properties and the formed compound will have different property. Okay? Done? Next. Yes, H plus and OH minus, that is ionic reaction, Mr. Manateja, that we will discuss again. That's ionic reaction that you can't say. Okay. So this is compound. What is exactly compound? Here I give. Next. Mixers, I already told it is of two types, homogeneous and heterogeneous. See once the examples for homogeneous and what it is. You can see them, homogeneous and heterogeneous mixers. They have same composition throughout, homogeneous. For understanding that, I would like to give you a simple example. If you are taking a beaker and in a beaker take some water, right, and add some sugar to that. By adding sugar and by dissolving in it, and shake that well. After shaking that, you take sample of water from this area, and from this area. Will all the areas collected samples will have the same composition or not, that identify? It will have definitely the same composition because it is uniform. So if it is uniform composition, okay, and by dissolving the sugar, you can't see the sugar, so that it is indistinguishable. You can't see it if it is dissolving. But if it is not dissolving, water and kerosene, if you are taking as an example, as water and kerosene can't mix well, so you can see different two layers again. So two separation layers, you can see them in water and kerosene, but in homogeneous mixers, you can't see them. While adding sugar, you can see while adding, but after dissolving, you can't see that. So you can't distinguish them. Gaseous mixer also the similar way. So done this page. Funny Harshit?
Sir, you said that heterogeneous mixtures are those mixtures which can be distinguishable.
Yes, it is.
Sir, if we take mud and water, then what will it be, homogeneous or
If you are
heterogeneous?
taking the rainwater, you are saying, right?
No, sir, mud and water.
Mud and water means when the rain occurred freshly, that water you are asking, or you are going to prepare a mud water?
Yes, sir. If we take some sand and pour it into the water.
Coming to that, as you are saying the example as sand and water, right?
Yes, sir.
So this sand and water combination is never be uniform, right?
Yes, sir.
So it is an example for heterogeneous, and so that you can see sand and water distinguishedly, as you can see the two components in that separately. Sand is going to settle down and water is separately completely available, so you can see them clearly.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Right? So this is the idea for this homogeneous mixers and heterogeneous mixers. Now, examples also I gave you here. So properties of matter and their measurement, and before that I would like to give a question. To practice. You practice that in free time as a question. Classify the following into elements, just a second, its pointer has to be selected. Elements, compounds, homogeneous mixers and heterogeneous mixers. Okay, so the compounds list I am giving, you only do that. So ozone, distilled water, drinking water, sulfur powder, sodium, common salt, common salt, brass, steel, iron, sugar water, water and oil. You classify those elements, the substances given those into elements, compounds and mixers. Homo and hetero you should separate. So take the question. See Pranit Reddy.
Sir, I actually did not before part of mixture.
Come again? I don't get you, man.
I did not understand the before part, sir. In
What is
mixture,
that? What is that? What is that you didn't understand?
the second point, sir. Like you gave the properties will vary, no, sir. Like
That
how
is,
it
if it is a compound or mixer. If it is mixer,
yes,
for example, take that sand and water combination.
yes, sir.
Sand and water properties, I mean sand and water can't mix well, right?
Yeah, sir.
Yes, they can't mix well. So you can separate them, means you can identify them easily so that they are distinguishable or indistinguishable.
Yeah,
Distinguishable means can be separated easily or cannot be separated easily.
they can be separated.
That is what is meaning of distinguishable.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So you please once these examples copied up, because if I want to go to the next slide, I should clean the slide. That's why. So if I once erase the ink, I can't see that and you also can't see that. So better take the screenshot or note down. Already I think most of the people have noted down and some people are showing the answers also. It's fine. You take your own time, and after taking some time then we will discuss that. Good. So let's go for the next one. Shall I clean that? Okay, fine if I clean. Right. Now, see once. Every substance has unique characteristic properties, and the unique characteristic properties we are going to see them, that is measurable properties, means for a given substance, what properties we can measure, those are measurable properties we commonly say. And you can express the mass of a given substance conveniently, you can express that, and you can determine the volume of the object for a given substance, how much volume it is occupying, yes, you can express, and how much pressure it can exhibit, that also you can measure, and the temperature like melting and boiling points we can express, and density what it has, that also we can express. The measurable properties, what we commonly measure, the properties. So these properties we can measure conveniently. Okay. So measurable properties of matter, and these properties, whether they are physical or chemical, you should take the physical chemical properties altogether, and if they are measurable, and you should express them with units also. You know, various system of measurements we know in school level, CGS, FPS, MKS, and finally we are using that all system of international units, that is SI, international system of units we are going to use, that is SI, so that every measurement and every expression of the unit can be done in terms of SI system, that we are going to see now. Okay, so before that, what are physical properties and what is chemical properties, let us go. What is physical property and what is chemical property? Let us see. Physical properties means there should be no change in chemical formula. There is no change in chemical formula. Keep in mind that. So chemical formula should remain the same. So no chemical change, or we can say that no change in composition. No change in composition. Best example, if you are taking that, they are asking physical properties. Physical properties means what the color they have, what the order they have, what the color they have, what the order they have, what melting points they have, what density they have, and what volume they have, and what size they have. All we can express them as physical properties, not a physical change, physical properties. Physical change is different, physical property is different. By seeing that a pen, or if you are taking a pen in my hand, so what is the physical property? It appears to be black in color, and it has some length, and it has no smell at all and no taste at all, and it has some density, and it is occupying some volume. If you are saying that, that is what we call physical properties. Somnath,
Sir, show me the last slide, sir.
okay, fine. Akshari,
So before slide once again.
okay, fine. First, you people finish this and then I will give you the previous slide. First, you people finish this one. You people first finish this and then I will get back to the previous slide again. Snehita? Ji Snehita ready.
Sir, your voice is breaking in middle.
My voice is getting break.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
So once again, will you?
Right. So this is the point here. As it is expecting only physical properties, means the substance, what is, it appears to be physical features of the substance. Physical features of the substance. And that you can express as a color, order, melting point, density, volumes, all. And chemical properties means if it is associated with another material, then what changes it is going to happen. Means, for example, if it reacts with hydrogen, what happens? If it combines with oxygen, what happens? If it is exposed to air, what happens? If it is dissolved in water, what happens? Likewise. So the chemical properties. So during all the chemical properties, the chemical change is going to happen. Chemical change is going to happen. Physical property and chemical property, a very simple difference. If you are observing the physical aspects of an object, that is we call as physical parameters, and if the object is going to interact with some other, during the interaction, what happens to the outcome? So what happens to the outcome if you are discussing that? This is what we mentioned as chemical properties. So physical properties and chemical properties were displayed here, and some people are asking that previous slide, so I am giving the previous slide once. Those people can take the copy. Okay. So this is this slide. So basicity, combustibility, right? Next, I'm going for multiple choice question is not required and international system of units. So what are the system of units we incorporate and we employ in the entire chapter? In the entire chapter. So for the physical quantities, what is the symbol we use and what is the unit we use and what is the symbol of the unit? For measuring the length, we use meter. If an object length is expressed as 5 meters. So some people are mentioning that MTS, please don't use that and you should use as 5 meters. Mass, you can express as in kilograms and kg you should use. Kg you should use. Yes, Mr. Akash Kumar, continue.
So I had doubt about what about milk, sir? Is it homogeneous or heterogeneous?
So it's actually a colloid we say. Purely it appears to be homogeneous but on long standing becomes heterogeneous.
Said okay, sir.
It appears to be homogeneous at the beginning but on long standing it changes into heterogeneous.
Sir, but the particles are not distinguishable, no, sir.
Beginning it is not, but after that several days, after 1 day at least,
Yes, sir.
breaking of milk if you take, and for further identification just drop a small pinch of what we call lemon drop in that. What happens immediately? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Right, fine. Please mute the mic.
Okay, sir.
So time, if you want to express that, you should use as T capital T, and second is a unit for that. And if you are expressing velocity, so for velocity, what we mention as meter per second. So use m per s, and some people by flow they will mention as SEC. Okay, and that is acceptable notation for us, but as per SI system that is not acceptable, and you should mention as only m by s. Okay, next. Temperature, if you want to use the word, temperature should be in Kelvin scale, but in if there is a Celsius or in Fahrenheit, you should convert them into Kelvin compulsory, and Kelvin scale is the only one we have to use every time. So in chemistry, everywhere use that only Kelvin. Okay. Okay, next one. So what is SI units, and I am going to give you what is meter and what is the basic fundamental definition for meter is taken, and these are the definitions for length, mass and time. Length, mass and time. Okay na? So the basic unit of meter is taken as distance traveled by the light in vacuum during this interval of time. We know that velocity of light is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Means in 1 second it is traveling that 3 into 10 power 8 meters. So to travel 1 meter, how much is the time interval? This is a time interval for that exactly, if you want to say. Okay, and for taking that mass as a kilograms, is unit equal to the mass of international prototype means, and internationally platinum iridium alloy is taken of some lump is made, and for that as reference of kilogram was taken, and the remaining all measuring devices we have right now, all weight measuring devices are coordinated with it and modified according to that. So platinum iridium rod, platinum iridium, a lump is taken which is having a standard mass of 1 kilogram. With reference to that, remaining all were compared. The second 1 second is exactly defined as the time taken to oscillations to finish these number of oscillations: 9, 192, 631, 770. These are not numbers. This is totally a single digit number. This is totally a single digit number. These number of oscillations. So to finish these many number of oscillations by cesium atom, how much time was taken? That is taken as 1 second. As you are mathematical expert, so you can read out the number in terms of thousands and lakhs and crores, no problem. Or you can use millions, billions, trillions notation also. So to cover these many oscillations, what is time taken? That we call as 1 second. Okay, as time is up and you take the screenshot, and see you in the afternoon study hours. And mostly today I will display the next remaining slides of this units and dimensions and conversions all. Okay, so today afternoon for a few minutes we will have that slideshow, and then you can prepare for exam or prepare for periodic table. I will clarify the doubts. So see you guys in afternoon.